What up, Homedawgs? My name is Gokey Gamer, coach of the Milwaukee Medichams, and welcome everybody to the Semifinals in the NBBL, where this week we're going to be going up against none other than Kenny, coach of the Goldenrod City Gengars. Here's the team. Plop. So this is probably the scariest matchup of the entire season for me. I won't lie, purely because of the fact that, well, my thing froze. Okay, give me a second. So yeah, this is probably the hardest matchup of the season for me. This is a very, very tough game. Size spam when we don't have a dark type, so that's horrifying. Thankfully, arguably the best Terra Captain came, which is Dusclops, which is Terra Poison, which is also absolutely amazing, so that means Farigiraf can do pretty well against it. We're gonna see Dusclops, Raikou, Krook, Whimsicott, Orthworm, and Indeedee. So no Hitmonlee, no Armarouge, no Tentacruel is very interesting, so that tells me that Dusclops is always going to be the Pheasantipity swap. Okay, very, very, very interesting. So, Raikou is a bit of an issue. I kind of want to lead Jolteon. I think Jolteon's a very safe lead into a Raikou lead. I think that makes the most sense, so that way I can immediately start setting up Calm Minds. I do kind of like that play. If we see Whimsicott, then I go into Farigiraf. If we see Krook, I go into Hawlucha. If we see Dusclops, then I go into Farigiraf. If we see Orthworm, I go into Golurk. If we see Indeedee, then I stay in, I think. Yes, I will stay in against an Indeedee, I think. Or honestly, I can go into Inside Out. So I think the worst lead for me is Raikou, and Jolteon's my best check for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and lead Jolteon here. Good luck, have fun to my opponent. Let's freaking do this and have a good time, baby. Let's go. Alrighty, let's go, baby. Ooh, that's a cool card. I like that card a lot. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and see for the lead. It is going to be none other than Thrash Mech. That's gonna be the Orthworm, actually. So Orthworm, that's completely fine by me. My guess is they're gonna try to set up in my face. I am immediately going to swap into Golurk. Golurk is always my check for this. The nice thing about Golurk, we have Focus Blast, so we can actually surprisingly 1v1 this set. So we're gonna go into Rocket here. Bada bing, bada boom. Love to freaking see it, baby. And we're gonna see that they swap out as well. Very interesting. So let's see what we see for the Jolteon check. It's going to be Krook. Krook is going to be the check. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Let's see, your Moxie as well. Okay, that's a bit scary. I'm immediately going to go into Hawlucha here because Hawlucha, I kind of wish I was bulkier now, but it is what it is. I did need the speed to outspeed Raikou. So if Raikou is not Scarf, then we're chilling. All right, we're going to see a double again. So very interesting that they keep doubling. We're going to see Paradise. Is that going to be the Indeedee? That's going to be the Whimsicott, actually. So Whimsicott is the check here. So we're going to go ahead and swap into Hawlucha. We're basically, this is very interesting. So we're basically seeing what checks what, which is very intriguing to me. So we do see Hawlucha. I think they might switch here. I don't know what they would want to switch to. We're probably going to see a fairy attack coming in here. I think I go into Prince. I think that's a very safe play for me to make. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. We're going to see if you are a, psychic, choice spec set, which is the scariest set into me, for sure. All right, we're going to go into Prince. We're going to see Switcheroo. Okay, so you're going to reveal a loaded dice, which is not great. So let's see what the item is here. It's going to be none other than Power Bracer. That's honestly fine. I think that's okay. Okay, so Trick Set, Power Bracer, that lowers my speed. So that does make me less useful, but that's still okay. I think here what I might do, I might go for a beat up because I think the Dusclops. No, I don't think the Dusclops switches in here. So I think you stay in, actually. No, I don't think you stay in. I think you're going to swap. What do you think you swap into? Possibly the Krook? I'm going to go for a U-turn. All right, we're going to see a sub, actually. Very interesting that we see a sub here. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into Farigiraf. Yeah, so we've seen Switcheroo, we've seen Substitute. What set? Are you Calm Mind? I don't think this thing gets Calm Mind. It could be like Nasty Plot, I guess, but I think this is fine. I'm just going to go into Inside Out here. We're immune to grass attacks. The only thing you can really damage me with is Moonblast at this point. So that's fine. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and Hyper Voice, actually. I think that's what I'm going to do. We're going to see the swap, actually. So we're going to see a swap possibly into the Revolving. Is that Dusclops? That's going to be Indeedee. I am very okay with this taking damage. I'm more than happy with that. So this is going to nuke this for quite a bit of damage. Hyper Voice, bada bing, bada boom. Beautiful. Beautiful damage. So it looks to be bulky. I'm just going to click, I think I just click Hyper Voice again. Even if Dusclops comes in, that's fine. I click Hyper Voice. We're going to see Imprison. Okay, so do you have Hyper Voice then? You probably do. I was worried about an Imprison set. Yep, okay, so you do have that. That's good to know. In that case, I'm going to go into Triggered. The reason I do this is because of the fact that we're built to help wall this thing. I don't think you go for a Psyshock here. I really don't think so. I think you're going to go for a Calm Mind to try to set up. We're going to see Expanding Force. So that's going to hurt. Does it kill? I don't think so. Yeah, it doesn't kill. Beautiful. I immediately Terra here, and I think Do I go for a freeze dry? I do think freeze dry is pretty free here. I could also go for a reflect, honestly. Orthworm could also be the check. I think the check here is going to be Orthworm or Dusclops. I'm going to go for a Terra Blast. This is an okay situation thus far. This is a very okay situation. We're going to see that they swap. That's fine by me. So let's see. Paradise. That's going to be the... Is that the Whimsicott? That is the Whimsicott. Man, I should have clicked freeze dry. That sucks. If I click freeze dry here, then this thing would have taken a huge chunk of damage, which would have been very awesome, but it is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and make this play. Bada bing, bada boom. And I think I'm actually going to go back into Fez. We're going to go for the Terra Dark. Yep, that makes sense. So you have Sub, you have Switcheroo. I think I don't want you to take the leftovers from me. So I think I will go ahead and swap back into my Prince. Yeah, I'm going to swap into Prince just in case they try to go for Switcheroo again. And, like, here's the thing, right? Like, I could still have a Poison move. And if we have a Poison move, then you're going to die to it. Let's see if you have Psychic. We're gonna see Moonblast. So we do see a Moonblast. That's the next move. That's fine. Weirdness disappeared from the battlefield. That was immediate. That was fast. I wasn't expecting it to be that fast, I won't lie. So I think here I'm gonna go for a Tail Slap. If we see them swap, that's fine. It's not ideal. We're gonna see the swap. Let's see if it's the Dusclops this time. It's going to be Thrash Mech, so that's going to be the Orthworm. Orthworm coming in here is fine. We're going to Tail Slap, bada bing, bada boom. It's not going to do any damage, but that's fine. At least it's not Rocky Helmet. That's really good. So we do like a minuscule amount of damage. I'm hoping that they try to set up Iron Defenses here. And also, let's see what item you are. Are you lefties? You're not lefties either, so that's very good to know. I'm immediately going to go into Golurk here. That is just the freest button click I can make. We're going to go ahead and swap. So if they swap here, then we know we outspeed, which is really good information to have. We're gonna go into Rocket here. I'm very curious. They might be going for a Heavy Slam is my assumption. We're gonna see Rocks. So Rocks does hit the field. That makes sense. I was worried about Rocks here, but it is what it is. I'm really hoping that they stay in at this point and go for like an Iron Defense. I'm gonna Focus Blast. We're gonna see Metal Burst. Wow. Okay, so they go for Metal Burst. It fails. We go for a Focus Blast to absolutely nuke this. Boom. That is kind of a cool animation, I won't lie. Just the boosh. That's awesome. I love that. I think here I honestly might go for a Poltergeist. Is there a reason I don't? I don't think so. I don't think you're gonna want to let this thing go down. I mean, you might. You might. But honestly, there's nothing that this thing wants to be able to do to me. So I think going for Poltergeist is the best play, because if I can catch a Whimsicott on a switch, that's phenomenal. We're gonna see the swap. Okay, so anything but Indeedee is phenomenal here. We're gonna see Paradise. I think that's Whimsicott, so I think Whimsicott is gonna drop to this. Let's go. Poltergeist, bada bing, bada boom. We attack with the loaded dice. And bada booskies! Alright, that's a lot of damage. We'd love to see that. Okay, so you can't sub anymore either, which is awesome. I'm immediately going to go into my Pheasantipity again. Pheasantipity is just always going to be the check for this. If we see a Psychic, that's fine. Alright, we go into Prince. Let's see. They don't switch, which is important to note. So let's see. Do they have Synthesis? You're going to see a Leech Seed, actually. So that's fine. That's fine that we see Leech Seed here. I think I'm going to go for a U-turn this time. Alright, we see the Leech Seed proc. That's fine. I'm okay with that. We now know the full moveset. So we now know that Fez walls. I'm gonna go for a U-turn. Yeah, I'm gonna go for a U-turn here. That's a very safe play by me. Things are looking pretty decent so far. I don't like Prince taking a lot of damage here, but Prince is already kind of doing the job it needed to do. They could try to set up another sub, but I think if they do, then that's a bit of a throw. So I don't think they're gonna do that. We are gonna see the swap, so they are back up quite a bit. Let's see if the Orthworm comes back in. It's gonna be Thrash Mech. That is gonna be the Orthworm. So Orthworm is coming back in here. We go for a U-turn. Booshkies. Oofy poopies. So I think this time I might go for another Focus Blast, because I don't think it'll kill the Whimsicott at this range, but it's going to do a lot to this. It's going to do a lot to the Indeedee, so Indeedee can't check it, and that's absolutely phenomenal for me. So I'm going to go into this. Pointed Stones dig in, that's fine. If we can get into Lucha and Defog as soon as possible, that would be certainly ideal. I'm going to Focus Blast here. I feel like they're either going to let this go down, or they're going to go into Indeedee predicting the Poltergeist. Alright, we're going to see Body Press. So I think they were predicting a swap. I'm going to immediately go for a Focus Blast, and Orthworm is going to drop, which is great for me. Always, always great. So the main thing that this Pokemon was here for is gone at this point, so that's really good. We can spam Earthquake. Earthquake being able to be spammed is phenomenal. We're going to see I'm Very Bad. That's going to be the Krook coming in. So I think what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go into Lucha. I'm going to go into Lucha every single time. They could double here. They don't. They don't double, so they're going for an attack. Let's see what they go for. We're going to go into Undertaker. Bada bing, bada boom. Very curious to see what they do. Pointed Stones dig in. That's fine. We take a little bit of damage. We're going to see a knockoff. That's fine. Okay. So that does a lot of damage, though. We see the Unburden proc. I don't think you stay in here. I'm going to go for a Defog. We're going to see the swap. Yep. So that's fine by me. We go for the Defog, and it's going to be great. We're going to see a Dark Zone. zone. So that's going to be Dusclops, I think, switching in. That is going to be the Dusclops. So Dusclops switches in, exerting the pressure. That's fine by me. We're going to go for a defog. Vhadduskis. Beautiful. So we get rid of the rocks, which is great. I'm very glad that we packed that now. That is awesome. We don't have our unburden anymore, but that's honestly fine. I think here what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into inside out. If we get burned, that's fine. It's not ideal, but it's fine. All right, so I think they probably know we're Technician at this point, so they might not Terra, and if they don't Terra, that's unfortunate. We are going to see the Willow. That's fine. Again, we have lefties as well to kind of help with this situation, so this is honestly fine. I think I'm going to go for just a Psyshock. I could also just go for a Hyper Voice and just let them know that they don't have a safe switch in here. Yeah, I'm going to Hyper Voice, actually. I'm going to Hyper Voice. Yeah, okay, so they stay in. Let's see if they have anything to hit me with. We're going to see that they Pain Split, so they do have Pain Split. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm basically revealing that I don't want them switching in for free, and that is fine by me, because you can't damage me at this point. I'm gonna go for Hyper Voice again, just in case they want to try to switch. They've been switching out, so they won't win this exchange, basically, is kind of what I'm trying to show them. They won't win this exchange, so they can stay in if they really want to, but if they don't, that's honestly very fine by me. Moxie Crook is a bit terrifying, I won't lie. I am a bit scared of Moxie Crook, so we do have to be very careful with how we play that. We're gonna see the swap, so let's see if it's the Crook that switches in. If it's the Crook, that's massive. It's gonna be Paradise. That's gonna be Whimsicott. So Whimsicott is gonna drop here, I think, which is also great for me. That's one less thing that Choreograph has to check. So Whimsicott drops. Love to see that baby. Alright, we're definitely not out of the woods yet. I think Crook is going to come in and just wreck my day at this point. So that is terrifying. I'm really scared of a Scale Shot set. I'm very scared of a Scale Shot, and I think that's what it is. We're going to see I'm very bad. That's going to be the Crook. So Crook is going to switch back in. So now the question becomes, what do I think you do here? I can protect just to see what they want to do. I can also just go into Undertaker. I don't need Undertaker here at this point, I don't think. I want to know if you have Scale Shot. Do I have ways to check? Yes, I think I do. I think I'm going to go into Hawlucha here. It's a very obvious play. Hopefully they don't Scale Shot. That would suck if they do, but I don't... I should have probably protected, but it's fine. We're gonna go into Lucha. Let's see what they want to do here. Yeah, we do see a Scale Shot. Okay, that's a problem then. So you're loaded dice for sure then. So you're not loaded dice. Very interesting. So we see the defense drop. I think now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch into Golurk. No, I don't switch into Golurk here. I think I have to go for a CC. Yeah, I'm going to go for a CC. Thunderfang. Well played. Okay, so you've seen Knockoff, Scale Shot, Thunderfang. Ground move is the last move, I'm sure. Okay, so Moxie triggers. That's fine. We're going to go into Golurk. I have the Colbur Berry, which is good. Okay, so Golurk is going to switch in here. I have to go for an Ice Punch, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. We're going to see a knockoff. We reveal the Colbur Berry, which is great for me. Badushkis, that's fine. Okay, Colbur Berry, great. We fire off a massive hit. Badushkis, love to see it. Okay, we see weakness policy. Do I lose to that now? I think I do lose to that then. I think this might be a Jover. Yeah, man. Crap, I knew this was gonna be the brain. I shouldn't have let this happen. I should have swapped into Fez. That's what I should have done. Yeah, I should have swapped into Fez. That was a mistake. Let's go into Cryo. Yeah. I'm gonna freeze dry here. We should drop to a knockoff. Although you don't know if I'm Scarf. But you should just stay in here and click knockoff, and that should kill. Well played. Really well played by my opponent. I should have clicked Earthquake. I didn't think about that. I should have clicked Earthquake. We're gonna see a Scale Shot. They could have missed that Scale Shot for the record. Unfortunate that this is how we go out. Man, really well played. I literally called it out, too. I literally called it out. That was a major throw. That was a really major throw. Unfortunate this is how our season ends. I think the thing that's getting me is I literally called it out. I called it out. I really did. That sucks. That sucks. I'm disappointed in myself. I'm very disappointed in myself. I should have done better. That's what I should have done. I'm gonna U-turn. Yeah, we'll see Earthquake. Well played. I'm so disappointed in myself, dude. I called it out. I literally called it out in my prep. Well, not even my prep, but just my thing. You know what I should have done? I should have gone into Cryogonal! Oh, I should have gone into Cryogonal with the Mirror Herb. That would have stopped this. Oh, I'm so mad at myself. Well, with the range that Cryogonal was at, I don't know if I would have. No, I think I would have. I would have. Dang it, dude! I threw! I actually threw! I'm so mad at myself. I'm so mad at myself. Well played. Really well played. Yeah. Man, that... I should have... I'm so upset. I'm genuinely so mad at myself, dude. I'm so mad. I'm actually so mad. It is what it is. I'm very disappointed in myself. I'm so disappointed in myself. I'm angry. I'm actually genuinely angry. Not at him, obviously. He played really, really well. I'm angry at myself. I threw that so hard. I'm so mad. GG's. Really, really well played. Really well played. I'm so mad. I should have won that, I think. I definitely could have. Well, I shouldn't have. I definitely could have. I'm curious. Let me just look up Diagonal. Okay, if they had gotten, like, multiple hits with Scale Shot, then I don't think it mattered. Well played. Well, that's where our season ends, unfortunately, for us. That is a very unfortunate loss. I shouldn't have done that. I should have... Yeah, I should have swapped. What I should have done, instead of going to Lucha, I should have gone to the Cryo. Well, even then, that's not a guarantee. I should have... Honestly, what I should have done was I should have gone into Fez if I really wanted to. No, I should have protected. I should have gone with my gun and I should have protected. That way I would have seen the Scale Shot, and then the only thing with that is that it would have caused mind games, and then they would have revealed Scale Shot. That would have been like, okay, do I go for an Earthquake or do I go for, what do I go for here? That's hard. That's really hard. The other thing I definitely shouldn't have done was I shouldn't have gone for a Ice Punch. I should have gone for Earthquake. I don't think it mattered at that point, but I should have gone for an Earthquake. That's what I should have done there. So it is what it is, man. I'm so upset. I should have won this game. I really should have won this game. It is what it is. GG's once again to my opponent. They played that extremely well. And I can't be too mad. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. Regardless, that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you all so much for watching. I should have trusted my gut. I should have trusted my gut, but it is what it is. Be sure to check out my opponent's channel down in the description below if they do upload. I don't know if they're actually uploading, but it is what it is. Regardless, I'm proud of my run, but I do genuinely think I would have won I think there's a very solid chance I would have won the finals if I had beaten Kenny. It is what it is, though. GG's to my opponent. Really, really well played. Thank you all so much for watching. This is unfortunately the end of our NBBL run. The next season will be Champions. I don't know if I'll be doing it yet fully. I'm on the list just to be safe, but I haven't confirmed, I haven't fully confirmed whether I'm doing it yet, just because I don't know if I'm actually buying Champions, but I probably will, but we'll see. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Peace out, mates!